We should be streaming. Streaming. We should be streaming. Streaming. Apparently. Let's see. Are we streaming? Are we streaming? Ah, Bleed Prime. Are we streaming? Ah, I think we are. I think we're good. Streaming good. I think I'll put you down there. Apparently, chat has not come up for me on my end. Oh, hey Jovex, welcome to the stream. Hello Glenn Boy, hello Kane, hello Jackie, hello Mary, hello Carol, hello Swiggity Swooty. He's coming for the booty live stream. What are you gonna do on the stream? Is there a new DLC? No, unfortunately, Ryan, there is not. But I hope these audio is okay for you guys. By the way, let me know if it isn't. We're all good on the right sides, I think. I've got Twitch chat live, YouTube chat swell, OBS working well. Click of this, and I think we're capturing the game fine. I just need to turn down my sound a bit. There we go. I think we're good. Right. So, Swiggity Swooty. Right. Anyway, back to the question, Ryan. What are we doing? No, there isn't a new DLC, but we are going to be going through Little Nightmares again, touching up on some theories that we've done, or some, well, and theories that never did come to uploads. Oh, the live stream is laggy. How laggy? How laggy is it for you? Is it like is it the old frame rate laggy, or is it like stupidly laggy? Because I am a bit worried that it might just be restream. Because it'll just try check Twitter, not Twitter, Twitch, just because it may be a server thing again from where you are locally. Might be on your side, basically. I don't know. Just double check Twitch, see if that's laggy. I mean, open up Twitch and then use YouTube comments, for example. That's fine. Right, but yeah, so I'm trying not to miss everyone's chats. Hello user, welcome to the stream again. Thank you for that fan art, it was fab. Fuggle, Nut, hello. Alex the Birder, hello, welcome to the stream. Jolene's? Carlos Romero. Sorry, I couldn't get it right. It won't let me on Twitter, so I'll just post it. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Hey Linus, hey Rolls, hey Sergio. Quick question: do you need to have Little Nightmares to sort? Yeah, Kane. Yeah, you need to have, when you use the data mine, it needs to mine like the data from your specific hardware, like with your hard drive, so it'll mine your file. So you 100% need Little Nightmares. Bladder O Steel, thank you for the one. I don't know what currency that is. CHF. Anyway, thank you for the one. I don't know what it is. But thank you ever so much. But yeah, so thanks for that. Alright, finally came up. Right, I should probably add one of the voice chats to that. Is anyone watching Le Mans 24 hours? Is Le Mans on? Holy hell. To be honest, I've been a bit behind with Formula 1 anyway, so I wouldn't know at the moment. Anyway, Pastel the Dutch Dragon, welcome to the stream. Brianna, hello, welcome. Right, let's get into it anyway. I know I'm just going to start a fresh new one. See, I don't know. Right, here's the first dilemma we get, chat. So here's the first dilemma. I'm going to aim, I think, for the achievement for the one not to die and do it under 40 minutes, as well as, like, talk about the theories and stuff. Oh, wow, there's 19 hours on that, apparently. Lol. But yeah, so what I'll do that. So let's see if we can get that achievement and talk about some theories. So if you've got any questions, any theories yourself, let me know. I'll keep an eye on the chat. Updates are a problem. Yes, updates are a terrible thing. I had to reinstall some the other day because of that. Pastel. Oh, we played. Yep. Hey Flub, hi, welcome to the stream again. How are you? Thank you, Mary. I love your comments. Maybe let's do more internet. Yeah, the internet. My internet has only just stopped playing up now, so this is why the streams are back. Oh yeah, the fear is always awesome. 6 is the lady's mom. Oh god, that was a good one. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot to me, my friend. Do you have some more theories about the Wax Bellman? Interestingly enough, with the new, I don't want to spoil it, but do I want to spoil it? I think I'm gonna have to spoil a little bit. So interestingly enough, with this whole new chef theory, for example, there's a whole new sort of thing. I don't want to spoil it, but there's like a whole new like unlocked thought of mine sort of thing that we can look into. So I mean, I could potentially bring something up about Wax Bowman, but I never thought to actually look into that one specifically because obviously it was chef theory. But with that being said, the Hangman is the North Wind who has the TV show with the cigarettes. See, I've always found the Hanging Man and the North Wind a very, very interesting character. Like, well, two different characters, but they are hella interesting. I mean, that's why I refer to him quite a lot, because it seems to be like Tarsia's go-to card if there's a plot hole or something like that within the game. But it's interesting. The Hanging Man is Korean. Well, the fun fact, actually, here, the theory that me and Leanne worked on for a while, if you didn't know, Leanne sometimes helps, a lot of times, actually, she does help me, because we go back and forth a lot with theories. So, me and Leanne were actually making, we were talking about a theory once upon a time, and it was, hello, old friend, nice to see you again, hanging about. But yeah, there was one, oh, there's Swish Frank. Oh, thanks, Flower Steel, thanks for the two, buddy. I've never heard of a Swish Frank. It's how multicultural I am, but thank you so much. It's much appreciated, my friend. Thank you. But yeah, so we've brought up a few theories on our own about the letter under the Hanging Man, but we never went into it in any theories. We did have a, well, truth be told, we had a theory about the location of the moor and where it started as an origin, and I thought that was a very good video, but at the time I didn't feel like I had enough information. Often the time will be the excuse for a video not being released will be it's because at the time I didn't find enough information. Like, there's enough to go on. Like, I don't want to game theory it and sort of like give you maybe 2 pointers and then ride the whole video off those 2 points and then make assumptions for the rest of it. But that's what I didn't want to do. Like, if I'm going to do it, there needs to be context and stuff to the actual theory. I hate this bit. I can never get round this bit. Whee! Stupid leeches. Cut mesh. Oh, I ain't got a light. Where's the light? Ah, no! I have to restart that now already. That's such a... Anyway, we can catch up on chat. Right, that was abysmal. In all of your made Little Nightmares theories, which one is your favourite? Which one is my favourite theory? That's quite an easy one for me, if I'm honest. Rip. Rip for respect, please, in chat. But yeah. Oh, wait, does that... Oh, damn it. Sorry, I saw that on a speed run once upon a time, and I've always thought it was quite a cool little feature. Because like, if you wanted to skip that cutscene, just reload the checkpoint, and it was just... Anyway, but I don't know if I've just balls that run up with that. But anyway, what was I thinking? Anyway, yes, so, my favourite theory easily has to be the hidden lyric theory. So the first one we did with the kitchen lady, like, I say it a number. I say it quite a lot, but like another theory we did with the lady in the kitchen thing was what the research I did dived quite deep into Tarsia and some of their past hires and things like that. Because ideally, I really wanted to pinpoint who the lady was, and well, when I say lady, I mean the kitchen lady, but not that lady because we know she's crazy, hella crazy. But the kitchen lady, that's what we call her, the kitchen lady. But we were like really diving in on the kitchen lady. We were trying to figure out who she is, where she would have come from within like the universe. But unfortunately for me, I actually managed to stumble on the real life sort of thing, and I managed to find quite a close enough character or someone within Tarsia that was actually maybe acting her part, and so it kind of ruined the theory for me. Knowing that obviously, I knew that obviously someone would have had to acted it, but it kind of ruined the whole inkling for me to go chase it. But I still carried on doing it, and stupidly enough, I remember working quite late on it one night, and oh my god, I came up with the most ridiculous theory for that. And if you've watched my latest one about Dr. No, I mentioned that there's a game, what was it, the City of the Lost Children? I mentioned a game from that in the movie, and for some reason I managed to pull out of my noggin, and I think it was the most far-fetched thing ever, but it seemed to link quite well, weirdly enough. But I really couldn't go with a theory on that because it just didn't seem plausible to me at all when I really thought about it. But yeah, the lady that was in question was actually the actor from the original movies. And in the original movie, she was quite young, and I think she was about 9-ish, roughly, going into the role. So come the time of this day and age, she would have been about 20 odd something. So it actually would have fit. But I didn't want to jump the gun and make a ridiculous claim like that unless there was no solid like theory behind that. But the whole aspect of the lady being on the moor in the first place is, interestingly enough, it's so interesting. Like we did a few on that never got released. Like I said, we do a lot of brainstorming with theories, but we just never. I mean, if I could make you an easily long video that is a video just based on theories that never get published, I could make you a hell of a long video for that just alone. But then I don't think people just want to know everything that's wrong. So, I mean, most of them weren't very well researched, or they were just ideas that we ran off. But like I said earlier, I don't really like doing that anymore. Like we wanted to make sure it was definitely solid work. But yeah. Sorry, I can't read the chat. I'm trying to go back and forth. It's always one of my worries with streaming. I'm really bad at this part. Right, hi, I'm watching your channel for a long time. Hold on, let me get... I hate leeches. I hate leeches. That's another interesting thing. So we know this... so in regards to like questioning data mine pools from like using them for theories and stuff, you can't discount data mine data, because when you use the argument a lot of the time that, you know, you're only meant to use what you see, the game is shipped with this data, so pulling that out doesn't mean it's just as less important as the planks on this floor, for example. Ideally, we do see the planks more, but they still play a function within the game. And obviously files that are left behind are left in there for a reason. I mean, for example, they with the new DLC, they left a little message for us in the paint art, and I still to this day think there's something that we still need to find in there. Oh, I haven't. Have I missed that? No, I haven't. Oh, hello, 7. You're in there somewhere. But I think there's still something in there that we're missing today. I think that's why they've left us that little message. But that'd be interesting to look at. Why isn't the character you play named 6? 6 years old. It's just me. I find in this universe, scale and size. If you if you had the unfortunate experience of going through like a very old few videos of mine, I actually did a few videos where I measured the length of the janitor and the lady, and for some reason I measured her bun, and including that measurement. Anyway, digress time. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, there's one thing that really bugs me about the Little Nightmares world. It's definitely the sizes. Now, it leans into the idea that maybe that Little Nightmares is visualized by a child, so that's why Little Nightmares and stuff. But the reason why we can't sort of use that claim a lot is because the original title is called Hunger, which doesn't really necessarily tie into anything child-feared, like, you know. But where was I going now? Anyway, yeah, sizes in the universe of your Little Nightmares is really odd. The evil eye. But yeah, the difference in sizes between the guests and the children in the game, you would assume that these kids are very young, and I swear, and I can't remember where I saw it before, but I'm sure they took it off the website as well, which is a bloody bugger. But they included her age in the description, and so they gave us they gave us an age for a relative height, so it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting. But yeah, the lengths in this game, man, are just so strange. Like some things are really over the top. I mean, for example, look at Arm Boy here. Long Arm Boy. Have a ball, boy. For example, here's long arms. It is just a ridiculous thing, just to start with. But yeah, I'll try and go back to some comments. There's a lot I've missed. If you want me to read anything, just post it back in really quickly, because I probably won't see it. So this is another thing as well. They've updated oh wait, I've got 40 minutes. I gotta keep going. But I'll walk through and I'll just talk about it. But basically, they updated the models for all the children from the left and right side of this room, which I found quite interesting. But Mr. Ass Grabber, Swiggity Swooty, he gon' grab their booty. But yeah, they updated all the models for that, which was quite interesting. But yeah, anyway, what were we talking about? I'm seeing a lot of ladies, pre-ladies, the rest of the ladies before they were transformed into statues of the curse of the mirror. So here's the whole cool. Oh, she's hungry again already. Oh, that was quite quick. This lady's named Veronica. It's not in black and white, so you can't claim it is. But oh, I got a ping again. I think someone subscribed. Sorry, I can't see the ping. I'm really bad at this. I should really learn how to use Twitch properly, or whatever it was. I don't think it was Twitch. I'm sure it was YouTube. Let me just drop this down so I can see it if it ever comes up again. Ugh, too much words. But yeah, I can't pinpoint her name as Veronica, and I wouldn't want that sort of like fake claim to give to you lot. Like, I personally maybe think it's just look at the draw. Maybe it just sounded like Veronica. It could be anything really. Veronica could reference the girl in the kitchen. Veronica could reference the granny. I mean, there's lots of things you could say are references, but it's a solid yes or no. We can't really give that. And the devs, well, at the moment. I'm having a chat with Dave. Is it Mirvak? I was talking to him on LinkedIn. So he's the is he the lead design? No, not lead design. Creative director? I can't remember. Anyways, the big deal with Intarsia, and he was one of the main leads for Little Nightmares. So we were talks with him at the moment, and it was one of the things that I wanted to bring up with a lot of people, like because when I do a Q&A or something regarding with one of the members from Tarsia, I don't want to just be asking the bog standard questions, you know. Oh dear, what did this mean? What did that mean? Blah blah blah. It's not how you do journalism, and I know I'm no expert in journalism and nothing like that. I mean, my English is terrible, and it's my first language, so that doesn't work well for me. But like, I know that with the questions with an interview wise, you have to really ask them quite slyly, but then also quite what's the word? You have to make it so they can't just get round it, especially with the questions. I mean, they can easily. I mean, you can get a question that says, I don't know, like, why is 6 named 6? And they just say, well, because, you know, she was the 6th one, or something unrelated, like just something absolutely bizarre, where you would have to ask them something really detailed and refined to say, you know, you know, what do we need? But anyway, with that being said, I've got to read chat again. Do you think we will get new DLC or games? Yes. I think from a somewhat of an indie developer myself, it would make no sense to not do Little Nightmares again. They did so well with the comic. I mean, take this for example, and this yet again, here's another insight to a video that was coming up of mine. Which one was it? I forgot. Was it the middle ones or the left ones? But yeah, here's your insight to another video I'm doing. So, blatantly, Little Nightmares did well enough for them to cancel the comic and do a TV show. I mean, that's all you need to know straight away. Have I just bunged that up? I think I have. Oh, no. But yeah, that's all the information you need straight away just from that. Oh, look, the ashtray's back here as well. I wonder who that could be referring to. But yeah, so they obviously did so well with the comic. They obviously did so well with the comic that they actually closed it to go, or stopped it. Well, actually, technically, it isn't cancelled. Now, I get this question a lot on the the comic book video that I did, but I get that question a lot, and technically it's not cancelled. It's not cancelled, but it's kind of like discontinued. So it's you can't technically say it's cancelled, but it is just, it's not being done anymore. But with that, it's obvious that Little Nightmares has done well enough that it's gonna leeches. Oh yeah, leeches. Oh, there was one there. I forgot that. But yeah, it obviously did well enough that they closed the comic to do a TV show, and hopefully they don't butcher the TV show too much. I don't think they will, but it's always like one of those worrying thoughts. Right. The evil eye is back at it again. Hello. Whee. Right. And I think, obviously, I don't think there's an achievement for the DLC playthroughs, is there? Like, what's it? Speedrunning them. Well, not speedrunning, but sort of like dying, not dying. Carlos Ramiro, there is going to be there is, my friend. It's going. I think it's not. It's going to be a TV show that's on Netflix. There's not a lot of information out about it still, so it's obviously still pre-production, just in talks still. So it's a bit worrying that it's still in talks. Anyone worry? 6 that looks like Georgie from it. Yeah, that's quite. The raincoat thing is quite a cool theme. The Gaming Viva. Do you know this guy? He's like a ironically enough, Nicola. Wabnick. Sorry. But yeah, the Gaming Beaver I've actually spoke to. I spoke to him a few weeks ago. Without spoiling it too much, I've actually managed to get the Gaming Beaver to play a little role in the animation that's up and coming. So he's doing a few lines for me, so that's fab. But gotta prod him again, I think, actually. But with that being said, hey Jeffrey Harper, welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, the Boldy stream was fun. That was really weird. That game's really weird. Do you know the way? When does the TV? The TV show is I think they estimated it like 2019, but I'm gonna say I wouldn't even say 2019. I think it may be 2020, 2021, maybe. I don't think it'd be that lucky and get that kicked off so quick. But then again, if that's the case, then it kind of backs up the idea that they might be sitting on another Little Nightmares DLC or another Little Nightmares game, especially if they're going to be that confident in waiting for it to be released. You'll see. I think you'll be able to tell from how quick it's released, to be honest. Did I get the wrong way? I can't remember. The Giants' one always gets me. Whee! The amount of times I did this and just went down to the key part and just nearly died is ridiculous. Oh, and you dropped my key. My theory is that the chefs and the janitor are the ladies' other kids, and 6 was a oops baby. Well, what's an oops baby? Because I really hate disproving ideas and theories, but if you look at a article that was released after the Residence DLC, that they actually confirmed. Well, you can't. Can you say confirmed? I mean, I can't remember what the article said word for word now, but they were basically saying that the lady isn't 6's mother, and that's what they were saying straight from the horse's mouth, basically. So anything, and ideally it worked out well for me because I've always said they've not been related. Like, it was one of my very first videos. Like, for instance, I get comments today about like people saying. There's been a recent comment that says, well, yeah, it's been confirmed that they said that they weren't. And I'm like, yeah, do you want to look at the date that it's uploaded? It's like nearly 8 months ago, sort of thing. So that's fun. But yeah, it's one of those things. And also, if you didn't know, there's a little cool thing here with the gnome. There's a gnome that comes past here on one of the levels. I still yet today think that this gnome is interesting, but I can't figure out why. There's a pose it does, and I think it waves, but I can't be too sure. An oops baby is like a baby that won't play. Oh, okay, so like an accident, basically. But yeah, like the whole, I hate to disprove, like I hate the idea of disproving sort of theories like that, because you know, theories are theories. They're your own. You know, you can do what you want with theories. But yeah, I wouldn't go with that information per se, just because this is what they confirmed after. What's it? Janitor is bad or good? He's bald and one. I think personally, I like the idea of the good janitor. I think it's so cool. I think it would be ideal. But I mean, we do see him not necessarily kill kids. But maybe he's not bad. Maybe morally he's good. Maybe he doesn't agree with what's going on with them, more like a good saint or whatever. But he still does the job. So he's just as bad because, you know, there's the one level where here, I mean, he's luring you in here to cage you up. But there's the bit in the wrapping room, and if you get caught in a certain position, he'll what was it? He'll wrap you up to be sent on the way. So. You know, he's definitely sending you to somewhat death. So, but yeah, with that being said, how do you think how do you think the kids got here? Accidents. Fun fact, I was in an accident. It's a good story. One day I'll have to tell it. But yeah, I think what's interesting as well, like, you have to really double play the, right. I'll do this and I'll read chat about it. The good janitor idea is a good idea. I like how now that we think it through, but yet with each player I never regret cutting his arms off. But this is my point. Like you would feel bad for cutting his arms off if he had the intent to be good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's blatantly an enemy. He blatantly sends you to death. He does this and that. And apparently this is the runaway kid in here, which is interesting. I mean, when they added the DLC, they didn't mention it, but they definitely did a lot of, not remastering, because they haven't remastered it, but they definitely updated all the original chapters as well. Because there were so many things they changed and unchanged. It was so weird if you didn't. It was so hard to notice at first, but like once you noticed it, there was loads of changes. Oh, I missed that. How'd you get past the guest at the table part? Oh, God, I'm really not looking forward to that one. That one's a nightmare. Fun fact: the cotton he doesn't get bothered by. Right, now this is always a fun part. Oh look, a kid's come out of nowhere. Whee! Oh dear. Oh dear. Get up there. Right, he'll definitely find me when I jump though. So the trick is to jump, let him hear you, slide, hover, and he'll come back now. Come on, beastie boy. Alright. Come on. Too good for the janitor now. Come on, I've got 40 minutes here. There you go. And a lot of the... what's interesting as well is if you listen to his sounds... Oh, he's getting a bit ballsy. A lot of times if you listen to the janitor's sounds alone, they're interesting. I mean, there's... I think there was a voice... I think he had a voice actor originally. I'm pretty sure he did have a voice actor, but they canned it, I think. I can't remember why. Do you upload streams off your channel? Yes, I do, Jeffrey. I've started to do it, but basically lately I've kind of cleaned it up a bit. So what I've started to do now is instead of just uploading Let's Play after Let's Play, well, Let's Stream, I'm deciding to bung them up all in one video and then send them on the way to the channel. Whee! Shoes for days. Oh. What's interesting as well is the guest shoes. So you know the guests are recycled well. Jord is my dad. Joe Rex is my son. Not really, but it's good play. He not reading my son. He not reading my son. It's a good meme. It's a good meme though. So here's an interesting one as well. Like the whole timeline thing is so messy. I think I did a video on it before, and I haven't finished it, ironically enough. I left it for a while. But that video is funny in its own right. Like, because the timeline is so mushy. Did I just send myself to death with that jump? Oh, I'm not looking forward to the gnome part either. I hated that part. Of all the parts, like, not only because it was like... What's wrong with the camera? That zoomed in massively on. Long arm Mac Daddy. Right, let's go. No! Oh my god. I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! Jesus! Speed up! Speed up! Speed up! Oh yeah, he slows down before I get in. Whee! In the box. 6 for delivery. Yeah, I've heard that reference before, Wabner, about the Holocaust sort of reference of the shoes. It's quite... I didn't like looking into that, to be quite fair. Janitor coming for the booty! Do you think that the more could be alive somehow? It's not far-fetched at all. I mean, I think we even discussed it at one point. There's definitely like an ecosystem in it. But regardless to like the actual more being alive, it's kind of hard. It's hard to. I mean, like we can say obviously the more is like, you know, a big boat that does this and that and that. But what's interesting is if you take what they said about it before. I think it was something to do with how the lady keeps the engine running. And what's interesting about that is, well, we know that the coal keeps the engine running. So what? Oh, that's an interesting little thing. Either they're kids or they're like the shadow children from the residents, for example, or the like wooden dolls that he's turning into people. But yeah, I mean, it's not as far-fetched to think that the bloody wooden dolls are people as well. Especially because the amount of... And I always thought that was an interesting point. Like, because the mannequins in the Residence playthrough often change from style to style. And if I remember rightly, each of those styles are different to timelines. So there's commonos? I can't remember what the bloody called. Ah, that one always gets me. Ooh! Not today, Mr. Long Arm. He touched the spoon. Kate says, do you think the chef sounds like chickens sometimes, Jord? Chickens, no. Animals, yes. That's ready for the theory video that's going to come up soon. It's a good, especially the initial grunt scare. The sounds like oh damn it, I fell. Like Jovek said, it sounds kind of like an elephant, sort of like what's it? You ain't gonna get me today, boy. Right, I might get stuck here. Ooh! Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. This is going to be a bit of a pickle, lads. Ah! Damn it! Oh, well, I ain't paying for it again. That's way too long. That's it. You lick your lips, sunshine. Does anyone else think when you see Sig's face it looks like Shuan? Yes. In this model, I've actually got her face, the geisha's mask on, so you can actually edit these in the menus and stuff. Like, hello, hello. I always try to annoy the janitor. Woo! Ah! You can't get me through that. I don't think you can. Hey, woo! I'm here. I just pushed him up. Hello. Oh, too much. Oh! I wonder if you can get me from out there. Let's try push him up again. Oh! Too close for comfort. Right. Jordan, have you experienced a glitch where you're like messing around with the chef and going in and out of the hole in the wall? And you spin? Yeah, I've experienced a few glitches. I think the best one was where what was it? Yeah, like you know the chef level. You know the bit where you get introduced to them and you go through that little like meat hole in the corner like these. I think the best one was where like I got stuck and I was just like hovering in between these like pillars here. And all that kept happening was like the chef just kept dabbing. It was awesome. Don't come at me. No. In your face. I mean, this is always an interesting thing. You can actually push this box off. I've always found this quite fun. Ah, the trick is to get it before he goes in. You can sometimes whack him with that if you're quick enough. Well, the background sound of the game is kind of off. Like at the DLC, you can hear the sound. The sound... There's a reason why... Here's an insight. There's a reason why Little Nightmares won the best sound or the sound effects awards. The sound effects play a very brilliant role in this game. And if I'm honest, I've never looked at the sound effects as much as I should have. But it's only recently that I've actually started to... Oh no. Oh. It's only recently that I actually started to look at like sound effects and all that malarkey. Like there are so many interesting things you can pull from it. Especially if like you're to I mean without... Oh, I missed it, damn it. Ah! You will not catch me. Oh, yeah, he probably will catch me, to be quite fair. Let me through. What the hell, door? Oh, how the hell did it get that close? That's not okay. Jesus. But yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, glitches in this game are fun. I've encountered a few. Boop, boop, boop. Whee! Can we like burn this off? I think the best thing like was like I think what happened? Basically, short story. When I did the papercraft animations, I was actually experiencing. What are you doing? I was actually experimenting with the Unreal Engine, like the whole engine that's made with Little Nightmares. So what I was doing, I ended up making like a parody game of Little Nightmares with all the papercraft models. It was quite funny, especially seeing Six's model as a papercraft thing walking around in like levels and stuff. It was so interesting. But I can't remember what I did. I can't remember where I was going with that story. But basically, I came back into Little Nightmares, tried something, and I think 6 was the best bug of all. Ooh. Woo! Hit your head, boy. Right, gotta be careful here. Who keeps toys in a library? It's not a kid's library. Ah, the good old having a nightmare part. Whee! If you go close enough to the edge of the wall as well, it don't actually do the animation where it falls. It's quite interesting. 6 is thick in papercraft. That's truth. Truth has been spoke. She a thick girl in that. Actually, I think no. They confirmed this gender, didn't they? Having a nightmare in a boat. Come with me, running, I forgot what it was now. Andrew Media page, Mars. Hi, George. Thank you for reading my DM over Instagram like forever ago. No problem. I always try. Oh my god, that just reminded me of something. Oh, I need to post something. Oh my god. Thank you for that message. That actually reminded me of something. Message me. I always try to get back to people. Have you ever experienced the glitch where the chef is screaming at you through the table? It's hilarious. I'm not a table, but I've experienced it where he goes just repeatedly. That's quite funny. When I played the last DLC, I saw the boy in his name 60. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, it's a shame they took that route. Oh, I dropped it. It is a shame they took that route. I mean, it plays well, I suppose, to the community. But when the community didn't really want that ending, I just can't see why they chose it. But hey ho, I mean, like, it's their game, it's their story. They portray it how they want to portray it. But I would have thought maybe there could have been a few better ideas they could have gone with. I could think of a few, but you know, it's up to them, really, isn't it? But yeah, finally alive and not completely for. Don't worry about it, Marshmallow. They all go up on the channel eventually anyway, so no worries, my friend. But yeah. Hey, Cyber Scarfy, welcome to the stream. You're playing the game all over again. Wow, I attempted to get the bloody achievement, didn't I? But then I died, and now I can't bother to restart it. So we're going through it, talking about a few theories at the same time. Meh. It's all golden. It's golden. Ugh. But yeah. There's a lot to go through. I forget how actually long this game can be. I mean, I remember the which DLC is it? I think it's the Hideaway. The Hideaway is buggy as... Ooh, no, you felt that. The Hideaway is buggy as how. That's the one chapter I think is the ridiculously buggy in this game, and it's that chapter. But yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, hello, I just glitched it then. Oh my god, have you ever gotten the glitch where... Oh, long hands are coming, hold on. Whee! Woo, mommy! Those nails, though. That's a really long finger. Go this way, trigger that one. I'll tell you what, one always gets me, though. It's the end where you cut off his arms. Can never do that. Send a very... I forgot the lyrics. I generally forgot the lyrics to it. It's been so long. Haha, see you, son. But yeah. Hello, rat. I really liked it. I mean, I liked it in a whole, because I liked how it all came together in the end. I just thought like they could have done a bit more than, you know, kill off the runaway kid. He's been through so much, bless him. He fought so hard. He could have survived a little bit longer. Oh. Whee! It's the second one I always get killed on. Oh dear. We're about to have two armless. One arm only. One arm. Can I samurai sword it? Oh, really? Oh, that was close. What the... What? Full of bugs. It really is quite buggy. I held it then as well. Oh, this game. So fun. Whee! I'm going to try and get the other one, I think, next time. Ripperoonie! See, I think that could be, like, this was going to be, like, the whole thing I was going to aim for. But basically, I would have been absolutely thrilled if in the next DLC they tell the story of the prison girl. Oh, sausage arms. See, that's an interesting feature to have as well. And that scream is an interesting feature. Very interesting. But yeah, like the girl that puts the rope down at the start of the game, she would have been an absolutely brilliant next entry, I would have thought. Fear is everywhere. Yep. It's a banshee. Funny enough, I thought that, like, because when I used to play Fable 2 quite a bit, and me and Leanne used to play a stupidly amount. But Fable 2 used to have that banshee. new character unlocked. Why do I feel bad for the janitor? Maybe because he was subjected to a lot of poor things in his time, I think. George, what if the next DLC is about the lady and we play as the lady? That would be hella dope. It would be interesting to play the lady pre-crazy. So, you know how we see the models in the Residence DLC? So, when she was younger. Like, I think that would be mega interesting to see how the more sort of functioned before. Why couldn't I get that? To see how, like, the more functioned before it all went up to problematic. That would be interesting as anything. And I think that would be, like, a brilliant way to go. Why are they hanging the shit? And what's interesting as well is the chef's smoke. I mean, they have the smoker's cough as well, bless them. I think in the video, funny enough, Anastasia, I actually touched up on that point. Where we see the hand marks and stuff, all the inky hand marks. I do believe, theory-wise, it is from that girl. I forgot what I called her. The prison girl? I don't know, I forget what I called her. But I do believe that she's the one that leaves part of these, like, things around. We know the gnomes are the ones that draws on the walls and stuff. But there's a different the substance is much different from a leech ink compared to, like, just a pen and paper. Hey Gabriel, welcome to the stream. Do you think there is a connection between the janitor and the granny? In connection in what sense? Because obviously we know they work together at some point. Because the janitor's been here for a long time. But saying that, the granny must have been down there a long time as well. Just the way you can see from her hair and her clothes, like they've all been discoloured. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Speaking of that, let me show you one thing that I brought up a while back in a theory, but I think I never dived right into it. But it was such an interesting point out to me. So you say how you think there might be a connection between the granny and the janitor. Wow. What about maybe the granny and the hanging man? How about that connection? Because what I like to think, and what's quite interesting as well, is this letter is obviously the same from under the hanging man, but it's this image which makes me question quite a lot of things. The one in the red dress. Now, I think I did a theory a while back stating that I believe this is the granny, especially in the dress. Because once you change a bit of colour on the dress from the granny, it kind of goes red, so that's enough for me to link that between. The hair colour would match, because, like, if we pull the picture of the governess before she got her mask and everything, her features don't match that feature, and they more would match the granny, funny enough. So I like to think that's a link between them. Oh, have I still got leech on me? Move over here, man. Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Thank you for swaying. Oh, wow. That's not swaying at all. But yeah, I could fill you with loads of potential theories for days. I mean, there's like... me and Leanne sat down once and we were figuring out what gone on here, funny enough. The blood splatter and stuff. And we got quite a few answers from that. And it was quite interesting to see what, you could pull from just that alone. What did we... Ah! What up, boy? Da-da-da-da-da. Ballsy, ballsy, ballsy. He's gone right under. He's gone right under. He's gone right under. He's gone. He's bottled it. Hello, gnomes. They're not thing, aren't they? Bloody gnomes. Hey, Fishhead, how you doing? I've played this game so many times. I should actually try to do a speedrun of it sometime. Here comes the elephants. See, I mean, the whole. I'm definitely not going to spoil the next theory though, but you will notice I won't talk a lot about the chefs because they are the main concern for the next theory. Oh, I missed her. But they are the main concern for the next theory. And what's interesting is I will spoil a bit for it now, but this is one of the big spoilers I have for it. And I believe the chefs are animals. They're not guests. They're not people. They are animals. And find out for the video why. I'm not plugging my own stuff. That's annoying. But yeah. Theory, yay! Theory videos, yeah. More theory videos to come. So like I was saying, it's easy to get an idea or a concept for a theory, but the hardest part is putting it together and it making sense. Now I've been fortunate to do that quite a bit, but not everything does make sense. Nice hat. Like you can come up with theories left, right, and centre. I actually forgot what we got to do in this bit. He's never awake usually. Whee! How you, boy? I mean, who has the light switch that close to the bed? Well, let's be honest. He's quite heavy too. These are quite interesting theories. The whole pictures on the wall thing are not, especially these ones, for example. Like, I can't really point it out to you, but you know, you see at the top here, like where I'm centering now on the screen, like those little mini cutouts. They're totally, and it's annoying to say, but they are totally pointless because the only thing they refer to is an old Tarzia title, so it's just a throwback really. But anyway, let's read the chat a bit more. So the chef store banshees, yes, confirmed. Swiggity swooty, they're a banshee booty. Do you know what Frambo is, Jord? Someone's recommended me that before. I think it was Bella Minecraft, I think. But she recommended me that before, or was that Sally? It was one of the two, and basically I've still got to get round to doing them, funny enough. But I will be playing. Frambo seems quite up my alley as well, like it's creepy as hell, but in a good sort of way. Oh no. It's your meat boy. And what's interesting as well, like if you take the concept of hunger the first time, what changed so much that they had to remove one chef from the party completely? I mean, originally there was 3 chefs, so why did they have to remove the extra one? There's no even like, you can't even say there's like frame limitations or anything with the engine that can't handle it. I mean, there's no reason to limit it unless it's story wise. So that's another one to figure out. This is my favourite chapter. To be quite fair, the kitchen is my most hated chapter. This is the one I actually really don't like the most. Whee! I don't know why I did that. If I was just going to jump in here anyway. Dun dun dun. Play a game, I don't know. My friend and I always fight about what happened to and who the late. Oh, wait, reading that. Oh, bloody chat. That's what happens when the chat goes too mad. I've got to read that now. Because we can't have fighting. My friend and I always fight about what will happen and who is the lady, and we write about everything about the game, and we want to know about this wandering game. We don't have results. Keep writing, you'll have results eventually. Don't forget, humans made this game. Humans leave marks, and you'll find out something soon. I mean, it happens all the time. Even if they don't mean to, they will leave something. Oh, I got hit by the meat. I'm leaving. Oh, so nice to see you anyway. Thank you for joining the stream anyway, Gabriel. Richard, it's nice to see you. Hopefully you join us in the next one. And I hope you have a nice night, day, morning, wherever you are. Anyway, see you later. Right. Oh yeah, and the concept art, I think is drawing. Yeah, and the concept art, there's 3 of them as well. Like, I mean, like, yet again, why keep the concept art in if you're just going to remove the 3rd one? Like, it's beyond me. Hey, Jord, how old do you think 6 is? I swear they confirmed it somewhere, but don't quote me on that. honestly, don't quote me. If I think something's wrong, I will let you know before I say it. I'm not going to give you false hope with anything. But I think they quote. I think I found a quote, and I can't remember where it was, and I can't remember why I was searching. It was definitely for a theory, obviously. But I think she might be 9. But I don't know if that's the lost children's influence in me. But 6 is like her characteristic, the atmosphere, Little Nightmares, all that jazz is quite close to the City of the Lost Children. So it's not too far fetched to imagine she's 9. But there was something else. I can't remember it. I'll have to try and remember. I will never leave until I see the lady suffering. See, now, oddly enough, I think someone asked me just who was my favourite character. And if I'm honest, I actually really like the lady, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It's weird. It kind of makes sense if the chefs are animals, because we kill animals and eat them, and now they take revenge. And I don't want to ruin the theory completely, but I mean, so she has the power, or this magic ability, or whatever we're going to call it, the entity manipulation, blah 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 blah. Hello, leg of guest. But she has that power. So this power, what limitations does this power have? So how do you know she's not turning these workers, like the chefs and stuff, from animals into workers? And this might be why. Oh, I've said too much. I won't say anymore. I'll leave it with you. No, they are chickens. Yeah, that's confirmed. Chefs are chickens, confirmed. They like cheese. And we also have an evil 6. What I think the evil 6 is either the entity building of, like we see the lady with the darkness. I think that's 6's inability building up, and it's being released. Like we see when it happens, like things like the lights flicker, all those effects go on, and it's the same for the lady. When she does certain things like that, lights flickers and the effects go on. They have the same particle effect whenever they get used and whatever. So it's interesting. It really is interesting. Who names their baby a number? I think 6 isn't obviously her real name. I think 6 is just a name that's given to us from devs and stuff. Maybe even 6 could be Veronica, as far-fetched as it sounds. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense, but anyway. Maybe the lady brings kids to the mall because maybe she's looking for her child, but the fairy maid doesn't know which child is hers, so he takes everyone. Does anyone agree with it? Wow, it's an interesting concept. But there's a few flaws with that. Because, what was it? I mean, I can imagine you wouldn't know. I mean, you can agree on the sense that she wouldn't know the gender of the baby, especially if she doesn't know who it is. But what it seems to be is they seem to be focusing and this is an interesting animation for the chefs to do. Lovely. Ain't you meant to? There's the smoker's cough again, which is another interesting thing they have. The chefs are a very questionable creature. Quite frankly, I think the hardest thing in this game to theorize is the chefs. There's a lot of what-if answers, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's loads of them. Like, you can say, oh, but they look like this, but they do that, and blah, 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 blah. But it's hard to actually pin anything down on the chefs. Hey-ho, I mean, if you want to... Oh. I mean, if you want to go really crazy and mental with, like, theories or whatever you want to do, I mean, who's to say that maybe the chef, the third chef, wasn't downstairs when everything was kicking off? Maybe that's why there are ashtrays down there. Maybe it's the third chef's ashtrays. I mean, the seat would be big enough, I suppose. Right, come on, 6. Don't break yourself. Let's go. Right. My God, I'm a meme murderer. How could you? Anyway, memes are banned in the UK. Don't worry about it. They're going to be banned. Question: if the lady controls the chefs, wouldn't they not kill children? Not necessarily. I mean, janitor kills children. I mean, everything in this game is designed to kill you, in a sense. The only ones that don't get killed are the ones that are turned into gnomes. And why? I believe either it's a further punishment, like I think that's worse than dying in this, because the gnomes get ripped of like all stuff, like they can't talk. The only way they can communicate is draw. They don't eat. They don't, they don't do the usual stuff. They don't interact. So is that more of a horrible sentence than what's it? Is that more of a horrible sentence than just death? I mean, to me, it does. The whole doing the theory on the City of the Lost Children have influenced me so much. Like, it's so annoying. Ah! I'm not becoming din-dins. I'm not din-dins. Go away. Go find your own dinner. Whee! They'll never catch me. If they look under the table just slightly. 6 is Jord. I am 6. I never tried sushi. Try sushi. Believe me, it is gorgeous. I absolutely despised the idea of sushi. I hated it, but I never tried it, obviously. Hated it up until I was, what, 23? I'm 25 now. Last 2 years of my life have been amazing because of sushi. And I have Leanne to thank for that. I mean, sushi is amazing. I just can't even begin to describe the pleasure of sushi. Oh. Oh, your boy. Oh. Oh. Is there going to be a film based on the game? I don't think it's a film. I think, if I remember rightly, it's a series adaptation. Mind you, it could be a film, I suppose. It would make more sense to be a film, I would have thought. You make me think deep. If you think enough about it, there's enough gaps in Little Nightmares to fill it with, like, ideas and things. 6 plays Fortnite. top meme, cheeky meme. That I would watch that. Do you remember the Frozen Gnome? And what moment did you realise that the gnome was? I know, it's really horrible, isn't it? Like, I remember when the gnomes were dead and when they got turned into children. That was one of my first thoughts. Was, oh my god, that frozen gnome at the top of the thing. Oh, I was a kid. Oh my god. What's interesting about that is, like, the position of the gnome. Wait a minute. Your boy never gets caught. You ain't gonna check down here. Oh, you sunshine. Nice shoes though. Great shoes. Right, I ain't gonna go to shit. Look at that booty! Carl, we can't get that booty. Don't mind me, my mind is full of galaxies. I can't stop myself. Oh, I can't. Oh my god, the hat's clipping through the plate. Great job. Joel, what if the chefs are 6's siblings? Like, they would experiment. No, I wouldn't. I mean, for me, I definitely wouldn't say that's a thing, just because they seem to be completely different things. Like, they seem to be completely different beings and creatures. But, if you could theorize about that a lot more, you probably could make some connection. Little Nightmares is about a Japanese lady turning midgets into gnomes and trying... That's a simplified version. Oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm bubbly. I'm bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Whee! Can't catch this. Can't catch this. I like how he knows straight away to go for the door, like he knows where we're going. Whee! Can you catch me? No, you can't. Oh, hell no. Whee! Now you gotta run, because Veronica, run. Oh my god, he coming. See, the biggest part of this game that annoys me is actually this bit. I mean, who wastes wine like that? I mean, why are they chucking lovely wine? What a waste. We could have used that wine. I mean, admittedly, I think you're right there, Cyber. Like, chefs, the devs barely... I don't think they anticipated the success that Little Nightmares was. And I think with that, they didn't plan massively for the story. They didn't plan what every nook and cranny was. I mean, to back that up, and I really don't like crap-talking Tarsier and things like that, because they made an absolute fabulous game. This game is amazing. They've done amazing with it. It's won awards, for goodness sake. It's that good. But, like, I think, yet again, one of the reasons why we know the story was kind of last-minute rushed, they had to change a few things, was exactly how the ending was stated. About how the gnome was eaten. I mean, that was enough to sort of say, well, they must have went off an idea that we've all put out, basically. The community did. Jord, did you saw the Little Nightmares chapter? Jord, did you saw the Little Nightmares chapters? And what do you think? What do you mean by chapters, Senna? Oh, Senna Zoo. I like that name just because of the what's it. What was it? Hellblade. That's a good game. Jord, the pictures on the lady's wall in her room in the 6th chapter. They show only 2 kids with their faces turned into a pink fish and a blue-orange thing. I mean, not to spoil it, but it's a good view there, page. It's a good site there. It's interesting. Lady also, where am I going? And when the one chef lifts his mask and the door to safety, and lady just chef. Very many got 6 minutes. Like I said, I mean, theory. You can come up with many ideas for theories. I mean, there's so many theories that I've come up with now. I sometimes misquote myself because there's just so many. Hello, you balls, you balls of lard and greedy face. I can't stop laughing when I image myself. How did the actors feel when they put a shout to the cooks or humming it? Oh wait, humming is awesome. The humming is quite soothing, I think. Ripwine 2017. truth there, Charlie. Like I thought, like, because recently I've been working on a bit more background music, because obviously I think everyone is fed up of the background music on the channel at this point. So that no time that you always hear, the one that goes dun, 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 whatever the bloody was. I've been working on some new ones, and basically what I'm doing with the new audio and the new track that I'm making is I'm taking all the samples from Little Nightmares, just everything that's coming from the universe. So everything that you hear in the song is in the game at some point, and I think it's a nice touch to have. And I think I edited a part with the ladies humming, and that was a good old bit. Like what was it? You put the hum in and you put a bit of reverb on it and alter a bit of it, and it just sounds so lovely, especially going in the background with all the other bits of the what's it. Ah yes, the guest chant video, that's a good one. Yeah, so oh, you mean the comics, ah yes, the comics. The comics is an excellent insight, and I remember them saying about the comics and how like they were going to be a different take on Little Night. I think they're canon. I'm not too sure, but I am pretty sure they were made with the intention of expanding the Little Nightmares universe. So they needed to have some relevance to the stories and everything with it. So we can take what we see from the comics as somewhat credible, because it explains a lot. And I mean, before I don't know actually. I think it was before or after. I explained it briefly, but before or after the comics came out. I think it was like around the same time, funny enough. But I did a video on the mirror theory, it was called. I called it the mirror theory, and basically I explained about how I think that the mirrors are used as like portals and stuff like that. And funny enough, once you go into like, I think it's the third, is it the third or second comic? Second comic, I think. But once you get into the second comic, it actually does use those mirrors in the senses which I was saying about in a theory. So for me, it's like, it was a bonus there, because like, you know, I said that one bit before and it sort of came true. But yeah, so I did touch upon that before, and I do think the mirrors play a massive part in Little Nightmares, especially the mirrors on the moor. Because obviously, as we see, all the mirrors are broken. Not one mirror is left, apart from the one that's in the ladies' quarters. And I think that mirror is like the mirror that's there to keep an eye on the lady, or like some sort of like the Hangman or Dr. No, or someone like that is basically kept that and gave it to the lady so she can use that as like communication or whatever. Or yet again, it's just a way to keep an eye on the lady. Oh, to make sure she's still alive and doing the bidding, basically, sort of thing. I just broke a mug. I am ashamed. But it's all interesting. I mean, especially if you look at the Dr. No theory. Now, I was quite happy with that theory, because quite a bit went into that one. Whee! Nice to they have to use that another time. Oh my god, he's catching up quite fast. Whee! Shaboy. But where was I on about? I forgot what I was saying. Ah, chef's coming, chef's coming. Ah. Dub-a-dub-da-dub. Ah, I got hide in here. Ah, the two-way mirror, man, is creepy as anything. Yeah, the mirror in the bathroom is weird. Like, this isn't an actual mirror, though, technically. It's a two-way mirror, so it isn't a traditional mirror. It was one we see around the mall. So I wouldn't refer to this mirror as a mirror at all. Obviously, it is a mirror, but like I don't want to use it in the same context. As well, the framing's different for this one. It is weird, though. It is weird. I'm trying to figure out what that is. What's interesting as well is you've got to remember the setting for where all these objects are. Like, environments sometimes tell more of a story than what's being told, basically. Good job. Rip. Rip Harooni. Again. Oh, that's 2 deaths. Good job, Jord. Guess go to the gym or Baldy will spank. Oh, God, I don't like Baldy. Baldy's freaky as. Oh, he's coming. Ah! My loofah. Oh, look, a pipe. And death. Good job. Good job. I'm a pro MLG Little Nightmares player. Pro. I'm professional now. Gonna be ranking the rep soon. Oh, look, a toilet. What's in the toilet? But yeah, the whole two-way mirror thing is so creepy. Like, not only like the whole fact it's a two-way mirror in a toilet. I don't know if things are gender done because I don't see any urinals. Because usually, obviously, men's have a urinal. Swiggity swooty, fat boy coming for the booty. Right. Oh, and there's the guest getting cut up. That's how you have a nice guest sandwich. Take it to the chefs and they say, "What do you want with your guest sandwich?" Say a little bit of me, a little bit of him. Hey, anyone here like yayo? What is that? Sorry, I don't know what that is. Right. Oh, hello. The masked man's coming again. I mean, also, like, one of my favourite sort of theories that I thought I did was actually in correlation to this bit. I mean, my favourite thing that I ever done was, I mean, this was one of my main pieces of evidence, I'll say, to what... Wow, and meat got him away. So that picture back there was one of the main reasons why I say 6 obviously isn't the lady's child. I think that's just her posing with one of the other orphan children's. And I think that is the oh, this bit always gets me. Come on. Come on. Whee! And I think the one on the picture is actually more the runaway girl that one who threw the what's it down. I think that's more her than 6. Yeah, he is, boy. It's alright, George. It's better if you don't. That intrigues me to know more. More. Get it? Pun? Oh, it's time. I hate this bit. Someone grab me a tissue. Oh, the fact it's runaway kid. It hurts my heart so much. I mean, what's interesting though, if you want to hold on to that glimmer of hope, they counted there was 3 gnomes. You only see 2. So you could say that there's a chance that the runaway kid swapped out positions with a random gnome just because he went over there or something. Because you only see 2 gnomes, you don't see all 3 of them. So if you want to hold on to that, you can. Hey, what's up, lady? How you doing? Yo, I got some brownies I'm selling. You want to buy some brownies? Hey, mother. Oh, she ignorant. She just ignorant. Oh, that's ignorant. I'm trying. The thing that keeps me going about the whole gnome thing is knowing that it could possibly be a different gnome. It could still be a different gnome. Don't worry about it. Just because they didn't confirm it by killing him off on the last chapter of the Residence. They didn't confirm it, so in my eyes, it isn't totally confirmed. I'll keep believing. I will keep believing. The Wax Bowman. There we are. Hello. And there's the ferryman at work. Here's is the interesting one. It's always them. Because what's interesting as well is like that one with the bow tie obviously fits either the Hanging Man or Dr. No. I don't think it's Dr. No actually, to be honest. But what's it? Ugh. Yeah, the runaway kid should have run away. He should have. But Jord, it's a different gnome. Why the place turns dark? Oh, what? I don't know if I'm brain farting. Tell us about the Wax Bowman, please. Well, I think the story of the Wax Bowman is interesting. Oh. That humming. Beautiful. Beautiful humming. It's a shame you can't have that personality. First time playing or playing for this for us? Playing this for everyone really, as well as like talking about the theories. I mean, I did a playthrough of it on the channel, but only to my knowledge have I now realised that I actually gotta cut out a bit of the chef, what was it? Yeah, what was it? The janitor level where I cut off his arm, so the edit was actually quite ruined. Hey, the eyes are scratched out on this one. I think that one's the one with the coat bits took off. I can't remember. Go sweep, sweep, sweep. I love that guy. The sweepy janitor is awesome. Right then. I can never say it. The Komonos. Forget it. I'm not trying. Do you know the granny? I know the granny. she's coolio. Sweep needs to be in the game. He does. There needs to be a mod. Someone's got to sweep those halls. See, because what I find interesting as well is a lot of the frame. Mommy, she's coming. She's cold. So no. Oh, she's scary, man. Don't come for the booty. And what's interesting as well is the noises she makes are old. That's another interesting fact. Like they're quite old, groany noises. Just gonna trip my stuff over here. Dip, dip, dip. But yeah, I mean, you know, you get the insinuation straight away that she's some type of like ghost because cold breath, you know, that whole linkage. But it's probably a little bit more than that, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to spoil like other shows, but there's like a few shows that take into like these things into consideration, and like there's always like a ridiculous double meaning and stuff like that. So who's to say that Little Nightmares didn't fall under that, and they've got like ridiculously double meanings for everything? Like it's pretty cool. But gotta be very quiet. Don't want the lady to get a slice of this booty. Wee. I believe I have the power. Eat my light. Eat my light, girl. Eat it. Eat it. But yeah, I like doing like stream. I do want to do more streams like this because I find it fun to sort of vent out the ideas that never go anywhere. Because you know, like I think some of them are actually quite interesting point outs. And like maybe it's just my brain farting, but if other people had this information, maybe they could make their own. I mean, maybe you can make your own theory based on some of the things that we talk about. But yeah, like all the stuff in today's stream are just things that never get talked about in a video, or they never make it into their own video, or things like that. It's just casual talking, basically. Like I think I was in, like I asked Leanne a while back, and like I wondered if you guys would be really interested in like a theory podcast. Like I planned it with Leanne. We were going to do like a theory cast, I think I called it. and we would just literally straight talk theories for like an hour or two, and like talk about which ones works, which ones, and stuff like that. But it was basically between me and Leanne, and Leanne's a bit more quicker than me, so she's ideal to have when it comes to this sort of stuff. Will you burn already, witch? Burn! Wicked witch. I'm holding on to my theory that Jord is 6. I should do that as like an April Fool's thing. Link 'em. Link me to 6. If you could add one thing to the game, what would it be? Where are we limiting it? Who is Dr. No? He is a crazy ass doctor, and he's in the game files. But he is actually shown in the game as well. But it's actually, I can't remember where you find him now. Where do you find him? It's been a while. I can't remember where you do actually find him. I can't remember. But yeah, he's someone that's in the game that's not mentioned a lot, but he seems to have some sort of like higher thing. But yeah, I mean, but it might just be Tarzia pulling our leg. I mean, there's Dr. Ingen, or whatever his name is. I forgot what it's called. But he's on the, what's it? How about the ending though? I really don't understand it. Not why 6 is showing 6 outside just sitting. Well, here's where I think the ending is really interesting. I don't think I've actually talked about this yet, but the basic general gist, maybe you probably can't hear this because of the audio. Woo, look at all this weird particle effects going in. I'm absorbing the power of the mannequins. I have the power. Oh, the lady, poor lady. See, it's not really blood that the lady bleeds. She like pours out this like, oh look, the foreshadow. But she pours out like this ooze that's like meant to be blood, but it's kind of like the power because you see like the particles come out of it from the floor. It's really interesting. But no, what was I saying? Yeah, the ending. So what's interesting to me is the ending is interesting. I'll repeat that again. Because what's the best part about it is when she sat there waiting, she hears the horn of the boat go. And I've always took it like there's a few things. Either she's waiting to adjust the moor to come up, basically, with her powers or whatever, that she's now newly acquired. But then this would require her knowledge of how to do this, so she obviously knows what she's doing. But then it also kind of backs up the idea of her coming to the moor in the first place to then get the lady, because, you know, she knows the direction, weirdly enough. It's not like she's just randomly going around, is it? And she's going in a direction aiming for the lady. But with that being said, I like the idea of that she's actually sat there waiting for the boat to come. So once she can either kill off whoever's bringing the boat, so the ferryman per se, or she wants to get on the boat and go back to wherever the homeland is, or she wants the ferryman to lead her to somewhere where the, you know, the big guns are at play, whoever's leading them is at play, basically. Like, that's what I like to think the ending is about, and it's a hint at. Like, for me, it's a perfect, as someone who makes games, I think the ending is a perfect cliffhanger for a Little Nightmares 2, basically. It's a great way to set up a new game. I didn't save any gnomes, actually. I just thought of that, so there won't be no one. But yeah, the whole ending for Little Nightmares is a brilliant end to set up the next series and the next game chapters. Basically, so what I think is 6 is going to, now she's acquired these powers, go off into a bigger, badder enemy, basically. But then we're going to see more of the Little Nightmares universe and all the things that are included in it. Oh, that's sad. There's no gnomes. I should have saved some gnomes. Do you think 6 runs the moor from now on? No. See, this is where I think she's actually going to go and abandon the moor now. So this is going to be an interesting concept. Like, it's hard to sort of explain just like this without thoroughly going through like a document and writing everything down. But so sorry, I'm missing the chat a bit actually. No, the cute. I'm crying right now. So soul goes to 6. Goodbye, Joe. ItsJustJord will never forget you. Oh no, my son. But yeah, like but yeah. Ah, thank you, Marshmallow. That's cool. You're awesome too. Remember that. Everyone's awesome in their own way. If I had the lady's power after eating her, I would totally stay and run the moor. See, what's interesting is like the difference between the lady's limitations compared to Six's limitations. Like, Six is a rogue at this point. Like, she can do whatever she wants. She can go fight whatever she wants to do and whatever. But the lady was stuck there. The lady was like overseeing, like a Fallout overseer. That should get a tag. But like, she's like overseeing what's going on basically. So for me, the lady works for obviously this higher, like Dr. No or the North Wind. Like, I always like to refer back to them because just because they're unheard of and they're not used as much in the game, is they're such like a questionable character. Like, just so much. It's so weird. It's hard to like hold the enthusiasm into like question everything about them, and it's like it's so hard not to like pin everything sort of towards the higher sort of what's going on, because obviously the Moor isn't just the place where this is kicking off. Obviously, outside the Moor, everything else is going berserk as well. Like, there's something weird outside the Moor that's kicking them out. Six is the lady's daughter, and Six is the lady's daughter, and she knew her way around because before ran away because the lady tried to kill her. She thought, what to do? So I think, Paige, I've heard that as a popular theory, and I think, is that from like Gaming Beaver or something? I think that's who it's from. It's a very well put together idea, but there are just too many things that sort of contradict that. For one, we see that here's another interesting thing as well. Like, the comic portrays that there's about six kids in yellow raincoats as well. There with Six, and in the comic, it looks like that Six has actually been in the Moor for some time. So she's been studying areas and whatnot. But like, if you've never read the comics, go read the comics. I mean, I'm not going to tell you where to find it, but Google has everything. So, who do you think constructed the Moor before the lady was living there? I think the Moor was made with good intent, is the best way I can answer that. But for who built it, that's anyone's guess. I mean, as silly as it sounds, maybe it could be correlation to the ferryman or something ridiculous like that. Bever? What bever? Charlie, Jord, use your powers to be king of YouTube. Hope that happens. I have no powers. I'm an ordinary folk. But let's see if that happens anyway. If you look up Andromeda Galaxy, you'll know how to say my first name. Andromeda. Is that right? Did I say it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so bad with names. I've always been bad with names. I am sorry. Game Beaver. He has a good laugh. Oh wow. If you look at the Andromeda, yeah, I think I read that bit. They would have had to have been some creepy peeps to be able to construct this. Well, I mean, here's the big kicker, right? So let's go beyond the game. Let's go beyond the game completely. So the North Wind has its name for what reason? Well, wind is in the title. So let's really exaggerate it and say, what if the North Wind is like this ridiculous sort of like storm that's been created, or something that's made by Dr. No, for example, something that has been made to like wreck the surface of the Little Nightmares universe, and the Moor was created to keep and house children and keep like the future generations safe and stuff like that. So this is why I like to bounce around the idea a lot, because like some things sort of stupidly make sense and some don't. Ice Laser, gotta go now, bye. Thank you for joining the stream, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye. Hey George, try it and say this. Haha, no. Otozuki? Otozuki? Is that it? Otozuki? Also, why so many cages for the kids if there was only 200 more and cages of 1,000? Well, I think kids grow up, so cages will have to obviously grow with size. So, because they only, I think what we can see is they only keep the kids for so many years and they get rid of them, sort of thing. But they sort of, the only sizes they sort of think of it like a detention purpose, basically. So like, let's say the Moor is like an orphan house or whatever you want to say. But basically, if they're gonna have like a few bad apples within the Moor, they're gonna have to contain them and cage them, especially if it's like stupidly far back in timelines and like this is like a real backwards time like where they, you know, they actually do lock children in cages. So the cages size are going to have to change within, well, you know, what age they are and stuff like that. So that could be the reason why there are so many. I mean, like, you're going to have like double the one, blah blah blah, you know, whatever. But like, yeah, I think the reason for so many cages are, what was it? What was I saying? Yeah. So ages and, sorry, I'm trying to read chat and back and forth. Joel, when are you gonna go live and what are you gonna play? Well, we're live now. The lady wasn't bad. Theory confirmed. Murder. Well, I think I mentioned it in the theory. Bloody hell, I made so many videos. Like, I just can't remember off the top of my head. But I can't remember which theory I said it in. But I kind of do think that the lady at one point was an actual governess. Like, her title name is there for a reason. Like, her name was called the governess for a reason. And obviously, if you look up the governess, it basically means sort of like someone who oversees children in like a sort of a setting. Basically, it's kind of like she runs like an orphanage, basically, sort of thing. Don't quote me on that, but it's basically that sort of gist. So, well, she wouldn't have got that title for no reason. So you can't, like, you won't go up to like a baker and say, you know what, I'm going to call you a plumber. You're a plumber, but then I'm going to call you a baker next year. Like, it would just make no sense. And that's a very bad analogy, but it's all I can think of at the moment. Why don't you hear anyone actually speak in the game? Also, they did, how do you... You know, it's funny, I think me and Leanne pondered that idea a while back about speech and language in the game. And you can... So, they obviously have voices, they obviously communicate. Like, you hear gasps and all that malarkey. There was a voice actor at one point with the janitor. Maybe they axed that because it was just too complicated in the end. Love this song. But I think the reason why they don't speak is, one, because it's probably Tarsier aren't a large company. Tarsier weren't a large company at the time making Little Nightmares. They did a few Little Big Planet things, but because obviously they weren't very large, I don't think they wanted to incorporate a lot of like voice acting. And to add to that, I think it builds more of an atmosphere, especially if they don't speak, because, you know, it's the more uneasy sort of like, oh, we gotta be quiet sort of thing. I mean, like, I think I did it through that playthrough then, but like, you go through certain areas and you sort of go quiet yourself because you can't hear anything, blah blah blah. But that's why I don't think they speak. I don't think it's like story wise, I think it's more mechanic wise. I mean, at one point you could whistle, just remember that. There are some things they cut out of this game that's quite interesting. But yeah, I wish Tarsier came out with the City of Metronome. Oh, is that project they never worked? They never is it? Did they release it? I can't remember. See, this is the interesting bit. They obviously thanks playing, but like the horn comes out now. And what's interesting, if you look at that island in the data mine now, I know a few people don't like me bringing up data mine, but yeah, again, it's in there for a reason. What's interesting is a lot of the features around the island itself there, and there's actually behind that tower, the large sort of pipe, there's actually a doorway behind that as well, which is quite interesting. Blue Diamond should be in Little Nightmares. Who is Blue Diamond? Oh wait, I think I know who that is. Blue Diamond. I'm not googling it. But yeah, is there a TV show coming? Yes. If so, what news do you know? If there is a TV show coming, it's the Russo brothers are directing it, I think, or they're producing it or whatever, and they're obviously in works with Tarsier. Not Tarsier, it's Bandai. Now that's something you got to watch. They're talking to Bandai with it, I think, and maybe a few noggins from Tarsier, but with the distribution and stuff, it has to go through Tarsier, obviously, because they signed Tarsier. Not Tarsier, it goes through Bandai because Tarsier had to sign that agreement for Bandai to publish it. Blah blah blah. So there are like at least 3 parties involved in this series. So you got to remember now, those 3 parties have to agree on how it's going to be made, how cost effective it is going to be make it, and then also the story direction it follows. So what's interesting is, like I said earlier, the way I see the TV show going is, oh, I don't want to spoil the video. Do I want to spoil the video? No, I don't want to spoil the video. No, I don't want to spoil that. But I want it to be animated. Now, I remember they saying that they actually brought on the director that did Caroline, and also Jack and the Giant Beanstalk. Now, if you're familiar with those films, you know they're stop motion, and oddly enough, I think they would fit this aesthetic so nicely, especially if you sing Coraline, for example. Coraline, I can't remember what it's called. I mean, that was so well done, and I think that in sort of a Little Nightmare setting would be absolutely lovely to watch. And for me, I hope they take that direction, especially with that director on. So I'm hoping that would be a thing. But then, yet again, it's in a very dangerous time because it's all nothing is down and done, basically. It's all pre-writing and stuff like that. So Andrew Reader, yeah, you got that right. It's like that was the first thing I said was Tim Burton, but obviously, no, it weren't Tim Burton, to my unfortunate. But yeah, it'd be like I saw it as like a Tim Burton artistry where it's grotty, where it's dark, all the colours are like dark and stuff like that. But with the animation styles of Coraline, or I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. I know I am. I'm sure it's Caroline, but is it Coraline? Anyway, but either one of them. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Animated TV shows are more interesting. Yes, exactly. I think you're right there, Joycelyn. I think you are right there. The animated show would be much better than a TV live. Because, I mean, what would be... Is it Coraline? Coraline. Okay, thank you. I got there. But yeah, what's interesting with the live, if it goes live, I have a feeling it will just be totally butchered. Like, I don't mean to be mean, and I don't mean to be nasty, and I don't mean to be negative. But, like, have you seen Death Note on Netflix? I like Death Note, right? But that was pretty bad. I mean, they even have a Japanese stage performance of Death Note, which was better. Like, I hate to shoot, I hate to throw shade, but you know what I mean. Like, it was so bad, and I really hope they don't do that for Little Nightmares. Like, it would so annoy me if they do it. It would so annoy me. I will be the one to have a video straight up denying that it's relevant at all. I would disown the TV series completely. Death Note for life. Death Note is good. Death Note is amazing. I love Death Note. Yeah, the Japanese one's amazing. Oh no, my phone is at 4%. Go charge that phone before you lose everything. Think of all the Instagram draft posts you're about to post. Think of the Twitters you're about to tweet. Attack on Titan. Now, Attack on Titan is actually an excellent example for all these, like, like, if you know the story of Attack on Titan, if you've read the manga, which I have, so I know what's happening in Attack on Titan. So, if you're aware of it, watch... No, you can't watch it because they're not out yet, but if you read the manga, you'll look out for the ending with that, because then I kind of feel like that would sort of correlate to Little Nightmares a bit. Like, there's that whole flip about, like, outsiders doing... Anyway, won't spoil Attack on Titan for anyone. I don't want to do that. Do you like SAO? What is SAO? Because I'm really bad at abbreviations. Even if she is yellow, doesn't mean she is 6. Like, Ashes the chefs, and say both have voice skin. Even if she's yellow, doesn't mean... I don't... Even if she is yellow, doesn't mean she is 6. I think why... I don't know if that's... I mean, they gave her the name 6, and I can't remember why. I think they did an interview on why they gave her the name 6, but for the life of me, my memory is appalling. Unless I've got my documents in front of me, I'm terrible. But I'm sure they did say something. Why... Swords Art Online. You know what? Amount of people that keep telling me to watch Sword Art Online, and I haven't got around to it, but I will get around to that at some point. It looks good. Ironically enough, I've only just finished watching Bleach. But anyway, I had no place in the world, so I came here. I mean, if it was the first time I belong here, the more is the only place I can call home. Yeah, like, there were so many... Like, what's really annoying about, like, all this, like, theory crafting at the moment and stuff, like, is they removed the Little Nightmares website. Now, the website had quite a few good... If you were keen and you had a quick eye, the website had quite a lot of good paragraphs for information. And I swear that someone caught them out about this once before, and they actually quoted... That was it. Tarzia put... Or was it Bandai? Either one of them put a post out about something on the social pages. And basically, someone posted a comment below, and it contradicted everything they were, like, publishing. So, yeah. Talk about the hunger teaser, please. So the hunger teaser is actually a very interesting point. I remember, I think I did a video. I can't remember the name, but I mentioned it in a video. So if you look at the like, this is yet again the whole thing about the data mining things. Like, they put stuff in there to you initially use them, so you can't ever discredit them for anything. They are there for a reason. So in the teaser, so what Cyber's talking about, the teaser for Hunger is obviously the original the Little Nightmares first, so the teaser, because originally it was called Hunger. Anyway, in that teaser, 6 is in the depths. Now, think of that for a minute. Like, 6 is in the depths. That whole sort of like thought already just blows the whole what you know so much. What was it? Jord plus 6 equals confirmed. Yeah, I am 6. Don't tell anyone. That was a line from the fan character, from my fan character. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like the janitor? In what sense, Charlie? I mean, I like him as a character as in like a 9 out of 10, because I think he's an awesome enemy and stuff like that. Gee, shut up, Levy fangirls. Nothing right. Levy's quite cool though, you gotta admit. It's Swiggity Swooty. She's cool. Well, it's not she, is it? I always thought Levy was a girl, funny enough. 20 for the janitor. The runaway kid is Jord too. I am main characters. Jord is every character confirmed. Oh god. There's a lot of... It would explain my stomach activities lately. I'm a girl, says Swiggity Swooty. Oh no. Oh, really? Oh, cool. No worries. I didn't know. But yeah, I always thought Levy was a girl. Jord is the all-seeing eye. See, the all-seeing eye is actually evil, as it's named, if you will. The light that, you know, the one you're dodging that turns you into stone is actually an enemy eye. And I don't know why, for me, it meant a lot. I don't know why. Just for the name of it being called Evil Eye, sort of, to me, sort of triggered me a bit. So it's like, you know... do you mean the scene where 6... Yes, Crazy Gamer, you're right. Crazy Gamer 17, yes. The bit where she's in the docking area swinging off the... What is it she's swinging off? I can't remember. But yeah, the whole aesthetic of that teaser bit looks remarkably like the depths. Like, just like a different vamped version of the depths. It's like stupidly close. The only reason why I say the depths mainly is because it, yes, again, like you said, it's a docking sort of area. And what do we see in the Runaway Kids chapters? Docking stuff. You see boats under there. You see things that can be like fisherman items and stuff like that. I've always wondered who made the shrine that dedicated to the lady. Well, I've always... Well, I don't want to... Do I want to ruin another theory? Okay, so to briefly put that, I think there are obviously 2 options. Gnomes or the shadow kids, the porcelain shadow kids that we see. That's all I'll say for that, though. For now. Money. Hey, Joe, my name's Money. Hey, Money! So I can't call you Marshmallow anymore. I gotta call you Money. Okay. No worries, Money. Also, what was that enemy? The huge giant. It's not a giant. Also, what was that enemy who was that huge giant? Which... Is that in the teaser? Because I think... Oh, there's a few, like, really big... Like I said before, like, the whole sort of sizes in this universe are everywhere. So, like... You have to try to elaborate on that, because I can't figure where that is on the trailer. Is it a name who wanted to Tim? Yeah, sorry, but I think you're close. You're close there. You're very close there. It's a well, think of it as like, I mean, you see it in like games like Outlast and things like crazy games where they follow these cults and stuff like that. And so obviously, some gnome kids or some shadow kids are actually going to see the lady as a god, because, you know, she has these powers. So that could well be what that is. Man, I wish I had your level of imagination. I can't put 2 and 2 together, and oh, don't worry about it, Morgan. We'll do it together. Don't worry about it. You never. My real name is Patience. Oh, I like Patience. That's a nice name. Ever figured out what was behind the door at the beginning? I did do a theory on it. I think my what was it? I think my main bet is the Wax Bowman on that front. I do think that's the Wax Bowman. I mean, yet we don't get to see the Wax Bowman. It's teased, so they have to be somewhere in the game. If we did a bit of contrasting as well on the shot, and it seems that there was a bit of red in the colour. Obviously, from the picture of the Wax Bowman, we can see there's a red. Is it tunic outfit? I can't remember what the bellhopman people wear, But yeah, that was red. So for me, that's enough to sort of say maybe that's the teaser to say, look, we teased the Wax Bowman. Here it is. Don't worry about it. Now he's gone. Don't worry about it. Giant hands trying to grab it. Oh, is the giant hands the janitor? Is that just a different perspective? Is that all that is? I remember seeing it. I think I said that because I think it is the janitor. But I'll have a look at that again. And yeah, I'll have a look at that again. Also, who's more powerful, the Northwind or the Lady? The Northwind. I think the Lady is only like a few lines down. Like, I do not think she's top dog at all. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I think next week we'll do the same sort of stream. We'll talk about more theories and stuff like that. But in the next stream, we'll do the Residents DLC. Not the Residents. We'll do all the Runaway Kids DLCs there. It's for him. It's 12:46 where I live. Yeah, you must be in the UK as well, Morgan. Because 12:47 for me. I want Little Nightmares to be an anime. Oh, it'd be so cool. I think as bad as it sounds, I'm terrible at drawing, but I think I actually mocked up my own comic version of that, and I did it with the models of Papercraft because I thought it might have been a cool idea to do. No, I don't have the files anymore. Sorry, but yeah, like it was really cool. Like I used the Papercraft models that I had to like do like a little story comic, and I was going to tell like stories of like the more before the events of the game. So it would have been quite interesting to see, but I deleted it like a while back because I thought it was quite not cringy, but I thought I was terrible at like the whole anime sort of like comic book. Like, I remember looking stuff up for reference, and I was just thinking I cannot do that. Would you play Firewatch? I could do. I've heard some good things about Firewatch, but I'll have to get it. I'll have to install it. I think it's an unused enemy. Maybe it could be. I mean, maybe it could be something more to do with the shoe monster, for instance. I mean, I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look. But if I remember rightly, there's no file that's not named, basically. So as for enemies, everyone's there listed, basically. I'm also from Portugal. Oh, no way! That's so cool. Hi Portugal. Anyways, I've been very curious about this. Is there any information? Is there any information out there about how the noises these characters make were created? See, that's another thing that's really interesting. Like I was saying earlier, sound design is a really cool thing to get into with this game. Like everyone brushes the sound design off. Even I brushed it off a lot. Like I've never ever thought to go into like sound files and stuff like that and listen to them in an isolated way. Like if I've got an interesting idea now, I'll take a clip of this part and I'll go into like the audio software and I'll cut bits, I'll remove bits, and I'll just listen to the bits that I want to hear specifically. And some of the stuff you find is actually quite interesting. And you're right, the way they're made must be took as inspiration, or they're took from something specifically, because a lot of these noises come from animals half the time. Right, what are we doing? Play Detroit Human. I need to get a PS4 if I'm going to do that. So I'll have a look. I'll see how much. I think I looked at last night actually how much they were after the stream. They're not too expensive, so I'd probably try and budget around it and see if I can grab one. It's the good kush. It's the dollar store. How good can it be? Rewatch the teaser trailer after, please. Can you see? Yeah, I'll definitely give that a go, Crazy Gamer. Definitely, I'll rewatch that because you know that's like a video in its own, in a sense. To be quite fair, definitely touching up after that teaser trailer. I mean, I think I did do I did script a bit for that actually, but I just never got around to doing it. Quoted by chefs. Good Romero. Bye, Joel. See you in the next live stream. No worries, Purple Dragon. See you later. And next stream, same time next week. So this is Saturday, so this will be like the scary stream. But we're going to do the Little Nightmares one. Next week we're going to do the same thing, same time. But we're going to do the Runaway Kids chapters. So it's going to be the same sort of thing. So if you've got any questions, hold them for them. Oh, Joel. By the way, I want to message you on Twitter. Oh, will it not? Oh, it should do, because to message people, I think you have to follow each other for them to message you, or I think it's verified accounts. You can just message them straight up. I think that might be my fault. But anyway, I'll follow you back so you can message me. So no problem with that. But I might send you a fan art on Instagram. Romero, please do. I absolutely love it. Like, so far, I've got so many. It's been mind-boggling. there's one thing I appreciate, it's fan art. As being someone that works with art a lot of the time, magazines and stuff. Like if you've never watched the Q&A, a lot of my home job often requires me to make adverts for magazines and stuff. So I'm really appreciative of art that's created for me, because I know how much time goes into art, and it just baffles me that people take the time to do it. So if you do, please do. I will share the hell out of it. Like, well, good night, Jordan, for Greece. Oh my god, that's so cool. Anyway, thank you, Anastasia. Thank you. Bye, Greece. Hope you're well. Have a good night's sleep. Crazy out. See you, Crazy. I remember to check that teaser trailer. Next stream, try not to cry challenge. Yep, that's gonna be hard. I wear glasses so it'll catch my tear, so I'll be fine. Yeah, see, that's another thing. The Hunger trailer actually depicts a dining room that's like less guessy, if that makes sense. It's weird. I love fan art, but sometimes it always goes way too far. I see. Fan art is like like it can be either way. I mean, people can make fan art is just like a person's creative outlet, though. So like there shouldn't be no limitations on fan art, unless it's like what do they call it? Like where they do like the romance like things like between like two YouTubers and stuff. That sort of stuff probably should stay in a folder. But like, apart from that, that's cool. I'm from Portugal too. On the way, Cyber. That's so cool. That's so cool. I think there's about 4 people that's from Portugal. Bye, Dad. Follow me so I can send it. Will do, Jovex. Will do. Shipping. Shipping? What are we shipping? I forgot what I was saying. Jord X Northwind fan art, lol. That'd be quite interesting. I'd be blown away. That'd be brilliant. But anyway, guys, Arizona. Oh my god. I mean, mate, it's so weird to think there's so many of you like just out there in the world at the moment. But anyway, I'll leave you all now. Go get yourself a good night's sleep. Go get yourself some dinner, some breakfast, wherever you are. My name is Purple Edgy on Twitter. Alrighty then. At me so I can get the right one then, so I know for definite. Anyway, with that being said, guys, next week, same stream, new chapters. We'll do the same old thing. If you have any more questions, from Manchester, that's pretty cool, Jay. Anyway, sorry, but yeah, with that being said, any questions? Get them fought. Is that English? Get them fought. Think of some questions you want for the next stream. Don't forget, these questions come up on the recording as well, so they'll be featured in the video when it goes live. So if you've got any good questions, bring them up in the next stream, and I will see you all then. In the meantime, be on the lookout for the next theory video. And with that being said, guys, I love you all so much. Be safe. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good morning. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you the best. And I will see you all in the next theory or stream video. Anyway, guys, thank you for having me, and it's been an absolute blast with you all. So, yeah. So, thank you. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.